Have you ever sat in front of your desk, knowing exactly what you should be doing, yet somehow you just can't start? Maybe you open your laptop, stare at the blank screen, and think, okay, just 5 more minutes scrolling through my phone, then I'll begin. But those 5 minutes quietly turn into 30, then an hour, and suddenly, the day has slipped through your fingers. And here's the strange part. You're not lazy. You care about the task. You know it matters. In fact, the more important it is, the heavier the weight in your chest. So why do we keep doing this to ourselves? Why do we procrastinate even when it hurts us? Today, let's walk through this together. Not in a judgmental way, not in a just be disciplined way, but in a human way. Because procrastination is not about weakness. It's about something deeper. Fear, perfection, and the way our brains are wired. By the end, maybe you'll see procrastination differently. Maybe you'll even forgive yourself a little. It always starts innocently, doesn't it? I'll just begin later. I've got time. When I was in college, I had this essay due. 10 pages. Nothing too crazy. I told myself, I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow became the next day, then the weekend, and suddenly, I had 48 hours left and nothing written. But here's what's funny. When the deadline got close enough, I somehow became superhuman. I stayed up all night, typed with lightning speed, and finished it. Barely. The essay wasn't great, but it was done. And I thought, see, I work well under pressure. This is just how I am. But the truth is, that wasn't me being efficient. That was me gambling with time. Every time I procrastinated, I was lying to myself. I believed I had more time than I actually did. This is one of procrastination's biggest tricks, the illusion of time. We feel tomorrow is endless, that next week is full of space. But time doesn't stretch, it slips. Oh. It leaks away quietly, without permission. And the cost isn't just the rushed work. It's the anxiety that sits in the back of your mind for days, stealing your peace. It's the constant shadow of, I should be working. So procrastination isn't about not doing. It's about carrying the weight of what you're avoiding. And that weight can be heavier than the work itself. We often call ourselves lazy when we procrastinate. But laziness isn't the problem. If you were truly lazy, you wouldn't care about the task at all. You wouldn't feel guilty. Think about it. When do you procrastinate most? Usually, it's not on meaningless chores. It's on the things that matter. The assignment that could shape your grade. The project that could define your career. The conversation that could change your relationship. Why? Because procrastination is fear in disguise. You're not avoiding the task. You're avoiding the possibility of failure. What if you try, and you're not good enough? What if you put your heart into it, and people criticize it? What if the result proves your deepest fear, that you're not capable? So instead of facing that pain, your brain offers an escape. Let's just not start yet. If you don't start, you can't fail. If it's incomplete, you can always tell yourself, I could have done better, if only I had tried. It's a defense mechanism, not weakness, not laziness, protection. But here's the tragedy. The more we protect ourselves from failure, the more we end up failing anyway, by default. Now, let's talk about the science behind it. Your brain is a clever little machine, and it loves rewards. Every time you choose to scroll social media instead of working, your brain rewards you with a hit of dopamine. It feels good instantly. Meanwhile, working on your project, that's hard. The reward is far away, maybe weeks or months in the future. Your brain compares the two options, instant pleasure versus distant reward. And guess what it picks? The shortcut. Every time. This is why procrastination feels so natural. It's not because you're flawed. It's because your brain is wired for survival, not long-term goals. Thousands of years ago, this helped us. Choosing immediate food over long-term planning kept us alive. But today, in a world of deadlines and dreams, that same wiring works against us. So, when you procrastinate, it's not because you don't care. It's because your brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do. Chase the quickest reward. The good news Once you understand this, you stop blaming yourself. You realize, I'm not broken, I'm just human. Maybe you've told yourself, I'll start when I feel ready, when I have the perfect idea, when I can do it properly. But readiness is a myth. There is no perfect moment, and the more you wait for it, the heavier the task becomes in your mind. So how do we break free? Not with massive overnight changes, but with tiny wins. If the thought of finishing a project feels impossible, tell yourself, I don't need to finish, I just need to start. Write one sentence. Open one file. Do 5 minutes. That's it. Because action creates momentum, and momentum creates motivation, not the other way around. Think about the last time you exercised. The hardest part wasn't the workout, it was putting on your shoes. Once you began, it wasn't as bad as you feared. Life works the same way. Starting is the doorway, and once you're inside, the path unfolds naturally. So, when procrastination whispers, it's too much, answer back, I'll just take one step. Here's the final thought. Procrastination isn't your enemy. It's a messenger. Every time you avoid something, ask yourself, what am I really afraid of here? Is it failure? Judgment? The possibility that my work won't match my imagination? Procrastination points you toward your deepest fears. And if you listen closely, it teaches you more about yourself than success ever could. So, instead of seeing procrastination as weakness, see it as a signal, a signpost saying, here lies the thing you care about most. Because you don't procrastinate on things that don't matter. You procrastinate on the things that matter deeply. And maybe, just maybe, that means you're not behind at all. You're simply standing at the edge of something important. Something worth the fear, worth the risk, worth the effort. So the next time you find yourself staring at the blank page, or the unfinished dream, remember this. You don't need to conquer procrastination. You just need to take the first imperfect step.